Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you something special, and before I start I would just like to sincerely apologise for what you're about to see. This was probably one of the most crazy games that I've ever played, and I set it up and it was actually really fun. I'm not entirely sure if it was fun for my opponents, but I found it very fun, and I hope you guys do too, and that's why I'm bringing it to show to you guys today. So as you can see, if you haven't already noticed, myself, Betts, Val and Haymaker are all playing the 716th. Myself and my disciples playing the best deck in Steel Division. Well, maybe not the best, but my favourite anyway. And we're going to be playing against Akasero, Lacey, Montcalm and Maple Loop, who are our honourable opponents for this one, using the 3rd Armoured, 3rd Canadian Infantry, 15th Infantry Scots. Lovely stuff. So, going into this game, all using the 716th, there was a couple of things that could have been done from the offset to make things a bit easier on the Allied side of things, and that is making use of the 1st Panzerner, and also just bringing in as many Churchill 5s as they could. So there's no 1st Panzerner, so we don't have to worry about that, and I was quite happy about that because Cromwell 6s are extremely cost efficient and really annoying to deal with your 1000 meter range fire support that the 716th have. But the Churchill 5s are also decent 1200 meter range units as well. They also have, on the 3rd Armoured, they have 1200 meter mortars, and then on the 3rd Canadian, well, they have the 3-star sextons when they have like a command unit nearby, so those can be really annoying as well. So that's what we have to worry about as the 716th as, you know, a whole. What we don't have to worry about is the map. We're on Carpiquet, the duelist version. This is the smallest variant of the map. We made it really small because we just thought it would be insane to see how much we could do with a map like this. But if I just jump to my perspective and we have a look at the units, well, what we're going to do is all of us have a Phase A Flak 88. So, with such a small map, we're basically going to wall off from the start with Flak 88s. Flak 88s can easily be countered by the mortars and the Churchill 5s, so as bad as that sounds, it's not actually that bad. Because the Churchill 5 against an unvetted Flak 88 actually has a decent chance of stunning the Flak 88 in 2 shots and then finishing it off. So we've got to be worried about that. And we've also, of course, like I said, got to be worried about those mortars, and if they use the trees correctly, they can get indirect fire going, and it would be horrible to play against. But either way, I was tasked to go to the middle. I'm going to be having Val on my right side with Betts. Betts is going to be pushing up some recon there with his Flak 88. Val's also going to be putting his Flak 88 on the right side with a couple of mortars, some recon and an MG. I'm sending up multiple recon units to the middle. And then over on the left side, we have Haymaker, who again is using recon. He's got some IG-18s and also the Flak 88 there. He's also got an AT gun there from Betts. Haymaker's got one for the far left side. So yeah, we've got the Flak 88s. I've got multiple units of Ostrupen. And basically with Haymaker's support from those IGs, I'm just going to do a massive run across the airfield with all of these Ostrupen. The Ostrupen waiting here to make their run. Got some Ostrupen from Betts joining me as well. Yeah, you'll see them all unload very shortly. And when they do, here go the attack moves. Ostrupen charge. If I just zoom down to the airfield level, you'll start to see exactly what it's like. Ostrupen running to their deaths. They're being accompanied by a Flak 88, but just look at the swarms of these men charging across. It just looks so damn epic. And then the Flak 88 being wheeled forward as support. Not too much going on early on. Ju-88 comes in, gets a few bombs off onto some infantry on the right side. Doesn't have much killing power, but definitely stuns that infantry on that side. Over on this left side you can see the Pak 40 being slammed by the Churchill 5s, and then the Flak 88 going to be taking the same sort of punishment. The thing that you can do with these Churchill 5s as well is you can fire position them just short of the Flak 88s, and it will do the damage, or at least the morale damage, onto the Flak 88s and force them to fall back. But there's no falling back for my Osttruppen as they continue to charge on forwards across this airfield. Look at them like ants running across the open ground. I've got some recon just sort of casually sitting here wishing their comrades good luck as the mortar fire starts to come in, and things are going to start to get pretty damn hairy for the Osttruppen. My Flak 88 being pinned down quite heavily there by the mortars. If I jump to the neutral perspective, you can see these two M21 mortars sitting behind these tree lines. Really nice positioning from Akasuru to try and use those mortars to hit any units they can find. Currently their target there is the Aufklärer that they must have spotted earlier. They were targeting my Flak 88, so I'm going to jump that onto my half track and wheel it out of danger for now. Small air engagement happening in the air. We've got ME-109G0 being hit very hard by the Tripolston as the Spitfire Mark 9 gets onto its tail. Unfortunately, the Flak 88s aren't going to be able to do enough to stop that ME-109 from going down. I'm going to be bringing in my own ME-109G0 here as the Spitfire starts to fly away, but my ME-109 takes a very dodgy turn there. However, is going to be able to get into range. Going to be going for that kill. Can I return the favour? Yes, I can. Spitfire goes down. Trade an ME-109 for a Spitfire. That's fine. So Osttruppen carrying on forwards. The M21s here are using their 50 cals to open up onto my Osttruppen. But the M21s aren't in the same position because Val has been using his LEFH 1419s to counter battery those units. So he's brought them out of cover from behind those trees, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my half track to pick up my Flak 88 again, and you'll see what happens once I do that. Meanwhile, Haymaker's going to be bringing up some more IG-18s to help out. These IG-18s further up are getting hammered by Ram 2s. Not too much of an issue. Ram 2s only have a Browning machine gun there, but we'll be able to force those guys to fall back, and the Vickers HMG doing the same. So the Pak 40 on the left side is dead. This Haymaker's actually managed to get his Flak 88 to take out both of the Churchill 5s. Churchill 5s weren't microed properly on that left side, and without recon as well there. Oh, there's a couple of scouts actually. So yeah, they must have just been microed poorly. The LEFHs, maybe these guys, what Haymaker did probably was helped sort of pin down the Churchills, or at least made them less accurate with the 1419s, and then picked them off with the Flak 88. So lovely job by Haymaker there on the left side to take out those tanks. On the right side, I rushed forwards my Flak 88, and you can see that the M21 there is going to go down to Val's Pak 40. That was rushed up through the smoke here to get into range of one of those mortar carriers, and now my Flak 41 is also in range of the Stuart, so that's going to go down. IG-18s from Haymaker are doing a lot of damage. The ones on the left side, one of them's been taken out, but one's still alive. Osttruppen have ended up pushing forwards here, as you can see. They tried to move forwards an M3 half track to try and make some of my Osttruppen surrender, but I pulled them back away from them to make sure they didn't. But as you can see, 56% territory actually in our favour, primarily because my Osttruppen are pushed up in the middle. Also on this right side, Val doing a fantastic job with his Osttruppen with the fire support behind him And, well, isn't this just the 716th wet dream? Osttruppen pushing forwards, being supported by multiple IG-18s and Flak 88s. We saw another M8 Scott go down there, also took out the Ram 2 earlier on. M21 is going to be coming in with the mortar fire onto my Flak 88, but as you can see, they're also using smoke. And this wasn't our smoke, this was their smoke. So I'm able to get my Flak 88 back there. Trying to get the half-track to pick up the Flak 41. Flak 40 is dropped off in a similar position, forced to unload because of the mortar fire. That's actually going to be taking shots at the AVRE on the far right. But yeah, just going to be falling back with the Flak 41. I don't want that to be taken out by the M21. M21's now going to be firing at the Pak 40 there, but you can see the damage just slowly being done. This Pak 40 takes out the AVRE on the right side. Lovely, lovely kill. So we're just gonna micro our AT guns properly, and we should be okay. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. Like I said, they do have the units to answer our push, but if they don't micro them correctly, they'll have a hard time. And on the left side, losing 2 Churchill 5s like they did was not ideal. Over on the right side as well, Churchill 5s aren't in the best of spots. They can help take out all of these Osttruppen that are pushing up. The Honey's there also helping out. But he needs to get these Churchill 5s into a decent position to take on the Flak 41s before the Flak 41s get too far forwards, because if he can't engage at max range, the Churchill 5s are doomed. Now the other thing I had to worry about throughout the game was command infantry. But as you can see, I'm trying to keep command infantry in range of as many of my AT guns and Flak 88s as I can throughout the game. I've now brought up my own IG-18s as well, and they're actually going to be engaging this M21 and forcing that to fall back, or at least move its location, and that's going to end up pushing it into a pretty dodgy place. Recon now being taken out as well, since Val's Spear Troop are spotting the scouts. Got 2 Panzer B2s from Betz pushing up on the right side. I'm bringing up another Flak 88 for the centre of the map. Osttruppen pushing on hard. Flam Panzer B2s on the left side for Haymaker with the normal B2. And the great thing about these B2s is they can actually force Churchill 5s back quite nicely. So they're great cover for a Flak 41. But yeah, here we go. Multiple Osttruppen coming in for Val for the right side. I'm also bringing in my own. Looks like this Osttruppen squad here refused to go to the front line. They knew what they were running into. And as you can see, it's absolute hell. Smoke, fire, bullets. You would not want to be these men. It's like running across no man's land in World War I. Slowly but surely, my Osttruppen being cut down and not even being given the fallback order. These guys will never surrender. They will lie down in their holes, in their craters, and take that fire so that my fire support can do its job. And as evil as that sounds, that's what I made them do. So now I've got my own LEFHs as well, 1419s being brought up. These guys are going to counter battery the M21s. You can see another one's gone down there to the B2s pushing up from Betz. Artillery is going wild. You can just see the trails everywhere from units firing away. LEFH is going to force this M21 back eventually. Trying to continuously move forwards. This Flak 88 is still alive. Actually, one of them was actually killed off. I think my secondary one was taken out. Over on the right side, HS129 going to take out a Churchill 5 there from Betz. Really nice job. Spitfire is definitely going to be late to the party. The other thing is, as soon as they get close, well, with a couple of Flak 88s on the field, or a few Flak 88s on the field, these planes can't be in the sky for very long. As you can see, forced to fall back. Lovely jubbly. And now even more Flak 88s arriving. And as well as that, we have the artillery to prevent their artillery from hitting our Flak 88s. Over on the left side, we're going to see, what was that? Just a dingo don't go down, but that's going to stop giving the veterancy to the Churchill 5, and 2 Flak 88s going to force the Spitfire Mark 9 back. One of the Flak 88s is pinned down, but the Flak 88 here still able to fire. And if that manages to get into 1,200 meter range of one of these Churchills, those Churchills might go down. Oh, just look at the amount of Flak 88s arriving. This is my 3 that I showed you guys earlier, as well as Betts's couple of Flak 88s there. I've got 4 Flak 88s on the move forwards. This was just a reposition. One of those I picked up again. But just trying to take advantage of the ground we have gained, moving those forwards as far as I can, so that any units they bring up will be hit very hard, especially coming up this road. Got to be careful of the M5 guns, so I'm going to start to unload my Flak 88s pretty early. Got to be also careful of airstrikes, so yeah, just making sure I unload them where I can. When I get a certain amount up, just going to be unloading them all. And they're pretty clustered at the moment. An off-map on this position would have absolutely annihilated my Flak 88s. But they're in a decent enough position for it not to matter too much at the moment. And I'm going to start to spread them out. You'll see that shortly. So Val's bringing up his B2 here. That's going to help out. M4A3 105mm taken out by my Flak 88 as we push on up. And if I give you the commands, well, you can see I'm now spreading them out. Not even allowing them to attack move, just straight up spreading them so they don't get hit by arty as effectively. So we're seeing the attack beacon come in there onto these Flak 88s. They know that they're going to be a problem. This Priest Double D is actually a decent shout to try and take out these Flak 88s, and as you can see, is going to do a lot of damage, a lot of morale damage, pins them all down very nicely. Did a lot of damage initially to one of my Flak 88s as well, just the accuracy letting them down currently and allowing them to fall back. So they're starting to have the answer to our Flak 88s, but do they have the answer to it across the entire front? As you can see, the sheer amount of units is incredible right now. Val pushing on up here, actually going to push his B2 into range of the armoured rifles. But that armoured rifles on the far right side, that's going to get slam dunked as multiple units open up and damage these buildings. The B2 is going to stay alive for now. One of my Flak 88s is going to go down to the Priest there and the M5 guns. IGs on the field are slowly running out of ammunition, and it's not often you see an IG run out of ammunition. They have 50 ammunition each. And I tell you what, guys, they are incredibly potent. Flak 88s, also very potent. This Haymaker's HS-129 though, not so much, as it fails to kill off the Churchill 5 as it gets hammered by the Tripolston. So all these LAFHs, they're just allowing us to push on up. Any Spitfire that arrives is getting hit very hard by all of these Flak 88s. A lot of my stuff is being forced back now. And well, Lacey needs to bring in his second 2-star Sexton, because these things are superb for dealing with all of the fire support. Also, these Priests, should have been bringing those in pretty much as soon as he could. Because a combination of, for example, Priests, the Sextons and Churchill 5s is just really, really nice against the 716th, as long as you have something to deal with the B2s as well. And here they're going to be bringing up a Challenger to try and deal with these two from Betts. Just needs to make sure that he doesn't get the Challenger into range of the Flak 88s, but instead uses something else to pin down the Flak 88s beforehand. So what basically you would do is use like an armoured vehicle like Churchill's, for example, to stun the Flak 88s. Then you can move forwards the Challenger to take out any tanks that are there, and then you can finish off the Flak 88 afterwards. But again, we just got so many Flak 88s here They just don't stand a chance, and with Val bringing in an ME-109, that's going to get an easy kill there onto a Spitfire bomber. Spitfire fighter also getting straight onto the back of that with his ME-109, and Val, easy double kill there. Also bringing up my own ME-109, that's going to be covering up, or covering off my HS-129, as I was getting quite fed up of all of these Priest double Ds and the mortar fire, so going to be harassing that mortar carrier there, going for the kill onto the Sexton as well. Going to be doing some morale damage, but didn't end up picking up the kill, unfortunately. That's going to be evacing, getting hit pretty hard by 50 cals, but should be able to get out of there. On the left side, Haymaker going for another run onto the HS-129, or onto the Churchill 5, but Tripolston forcing it to fall back again. Ju-88 coming in with its multiple bomb load onto all of this infantry. And you can see, well, I still have quite a lot of this Osttrooper alive. It's just managed to get all the way up, and I've obviously reinforced this since, but yeah, the amount of Osttrooper that actually survived the initial push was actually incredible. Over on this left side, multiple units getting hammered by the amount of 88s that are here now. You can see Haymaker has one there, Val has one there, I've got one left. Also bringing up another Flak 88, and currently we're on 70% territory lead. We've got the two B2s moving up on the right side. Wolverine is going to hit the B2 very hard. Flak 88, can it get a shot down the road? Not quite. HS-129, another one coming in. Going to take out a Priest for me. I'm just trying my hardest here to get rid of some of this damaging support fire that's coming in from Lacey. He's picking the right units, but it's kind of seems a bit too late. Jumbo can sponge a lot of shots from the Flak 88s, but after a while is of course going to be forced to fall back. It can only take so many shots in the front armor before the crew gets scared. And the concentration of units on the field right now is just insane. And with the sheer amount of Flak 88s that we have available, as soon as anyone gets close to the AA net, they just get slammed. Even on this left side, you can see the Typhoons there being hit and forced to fall back. Just crazy. Again, more HS-129 B1s coming in. P-38 Lightning's coming in for a rocket strike, but they're going to be forced to fall back. Over on the left side, another Flak 88 going to be forced to fall back. Can the HS-129s get the shots onto the Jumbo? No, they can't. Spitfire's going to be forced to fall back again. And these HS-129s should get out alive. Their air force is just completely nullified by the amount of Flak 88s we have now. Having 4 716th, pretty much what it's going to be. And this is a Flak 88 spam and a half. Incredibly potent. We're pushing on up. More fodder. Now we're going to be arriving with what looks like Grenadiers. Unless it's just some of the Italian infantry that's unvetted. I'm not entirely sure. But I'm bringing up some Cubal munitions for my artillery pieces and the IG-18s. These IG-18s down to 5 ammunition each. It's actually incredible. Yeah, these are Grenadiers. So they're just going to be used to take even more ground, covered by the fire support on the right side. Things started to be pushed back. B2s went down, and now all they've got to do is take care of all of the Flak 88s we have, but that shouldn't be too much of an ask, surely. +3 on the board. Don't really have time for that, unfortunately. ME-109 G6R6 going to be taking out a Typhoon as well, just to add insult to injury. And Val's going to be bringing in the bombs onto, well, these 25-pounders, which are a threat to the Flak 88s, but didn't manage to kill them off. Doesn't particularly matter, as the end of the game is coming up very shortly, but as you can see, it's a lot of Flak 88s. All of these Grenadiers being forced to fall back. Val's ordering them to do so as well. Those grenadiers are cowards. Should keep running towards the enemy fire. Enemy 109's lucky to get out alive there, as my opponents are investing heavily into AA to stop us taking out all of their artillery, but again, too late for that. We've got way too much on the field now, and the momentum is just too much to stop. 716th moving on forwards. My Italian infantry is coming in to capture the hangars. ME-109 is going to be hitting their AA hard. Got to be a bit careful getting too deep, because as you can see, yeah, they've got strong AA too, but it's not going to matter. As well, after 22 minutes and 37 seconds, it is game. And crazy stuff. 4 716th infantry players on a 1v1 map, Carpiquet Duelist map. I might say that the opponents were set up to lose, but what I discussed at the start, like a straight up counter to the 716th, could have happened. Could have happened. I guess we had the advantage of working together in this one. And maybe on a bigger map, they would have had a better chance as well, because things would have been a lot more spread out. And the Churchills and the Sextons and so on would have been able to pick off units a lot more easily because of that. But either way, it was just a fun game that we put together. Really wanted to just see what happened when 4 716th infantry divisions come together. And, well, you saw it. It was pretty damn potent. If we jump over to the kills, Black 88s, of course, getting plenty. IG-18s paying themselves off. HS-129s coming in and getting a few kills. Just a couple of kills, really. Honestly, my kills aren't that big. I mean, I didn't actually get that many kills. Osttruppen pretty much did nothing. They were literally meat shields. A lot of the kills came up to my teammates, Betts and Val, picking off a lot of stuff with their Flak 88s. And Haymaker as well at the start on the left side, taking out those Churchill 5s very efficiently with his Flak 88. That was lovely. And shouldn't have really happened, but it was nice. That's about it. That's all I have to say. I thought it was a fun game to watch and a fun game to play. Hopefully you found it fun to watch too. I know it was a nice sort of, well, not so much nice, pretty disgusting rolling defeat for the opponents, but I thought it was fun. And like I said, hope you guys do too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.